Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Cantrip Breakers, in which we once again revisit the dark region of Mournveil, a gothic homebrew setting full of ghouls, ghosts, witches, werewolves, and of course, wizards. You will have wizards. I'm so warm.
I take the blame.
Vampires, maybe wizards as well. We've lost our wizard, but vampires, there are definitely still lurking around. Welcome everyone, whether you are new or returning. It's very warm where we are. We hope wherever you are, you have lots of fans, or it's very, very cold. We are without Elina today, but as always, we are joined by our usual suspects, so we will go around and introduce ourselves. Arianna, would you like to go first?
Yes. Something's wrong with my camera. The thing is, I was so nervous and so busy with the audio to not fuck it. I'm not muted. Oh, thank God. To not ruin it. And then, and now my camera is weird. So I'm looking at a weird direction. I'll try to fix that. But hi, my name is Arianna and I'll be playing Ayleen. Ayleen is a monk and she spent her whole life being trained in the monastery, and now she's out in the real world and life is terrible for her, but she's got a friend. She got 2 friends now, which is great. She had 3, but then she kind of ditched one, so now she's got 2 left, and I'm very excited to see me not die today.
And Glosske.
Yes, I'll be playing Hazel. She's a halfling child rogue. I always have to say that she's a child. That's why I do the squeaky voice. She got abandoned by her parents in Neverwinter, and she's been wandering around ever since, trying to make friends with everyone she comes across. And let's see if she can make some new friends today.
And I am Ed. I play all of the other characters in this world. I describe the world, I describe the environment, and generally try and keep things as on the rails as I possibly can. But thank you all so much for joining yet again. To those of you who are new, you will have noticed that on screen we have a donation bar, which Angelo has very, very kindly demonstrated. Basically, whenever you donate towards it, you slowly fill it up, and when it reaches its peak, you cause something to happen inside the game, to the story, to the environment. Either way, the players have no control over it, and it usually impacts the story in quite a substantial way, as we have found out in past episodes. But if you would like to cause something to happen in this game, they're entering a lovely new environment with lots of hanging bodies out in the water. I'm sure it will all be fine. But I think
I was already practicing with hanging my body. I accidentally flipped my camera and I was hanging upside down and I didn't know how to fix it. But I'm good. We're good now. We're great.
Well, so, let's continue. We'll see if there are any other technical smooth. But we will jump straight into Chapter 3, That Sinking Feeling. Sneaking further into the woods, seeking a missing member of your caravan, you eventually came upon a large clearing, in the center of which stood a large nest surrounded by harpies. And amongst them, unconscious and paralyzed, both Bertie and a family of 3 could be seen. Distracting the creatures, you rushed in to try and take these prisoners without being noticed. But these things seldom go according to plan, and you were forced to fight. But dispatching of them, you took the survivors with you, though not before glimpsing the harpy's terrifying matriarch, the carrion mother, flying through the trees. And you returned to the caravan, flying off into the night. And the family led you to their farmstead, and introducing themselves as Lisa, Harold, and Monty, they invited you to stay the night. And while there, Esther questioned Mank about his intentions, along with the strange pendant he carried with him, a red sword with a black handle. And he divulged only that he was travelling to the town of Renoras on behalf of an employer. But upon further conversation, he suggested that perhaps this employer might be interested in meeting the group upon arriving into town. And as Hazel got to know Monty, Ayleen, you spoke with Esther about her upbringing in the Heartland Forest, and she revealed that she had been cast out of her home for inadvertently causing the death of others in her tribe, and was now travelling alone. But as morning came, Hazel, you were afflicted by visions of the inside of a ship that was very, very familiar to you, along with a strange red-bladed sword with a black, bat-shaped hilt. And upon being woken by your friends, you could make no sense of these images, and with that, you all made ready to leave for Renoras. And after a hearty breakfast, and with Hazel making your plan to come back to the farmstead to kiss Monty very, very evident, you headed north with your companions, until eventually you came to the marshy lands of Renoras. A sorry town all but sinking into the edges of the pallid lake. You were charged gold as you entered, and as you did so, you were warned to be careful, for the people of Renoras are not fond of strangers. And as the cart passes through the broken gates, you're met with a sea of houses and shops, though to call them such would perhaps be somewhat generous. You see rickety structures made of stone and wood, each of them sticking out of the muddy, wet ground all around, sometimes 5 feet or more above the earth, on large wooden sticks and bits of scaffolding and struts. And from off the ground, you see small pockets of steam floating up into the air, as occasionally it just belches. And there is an awful mist hanging across the streets, and on these streets, sitting amongst rubbish and detritus, you see homeless people everywhere. Some of them sit by the side of the road, holding out their hands for money. Others, you see, have taken up occupancy underneath many of these buildings that stand high above the ground, seeking shelter underneath the wooden scaffolding. Beggars and urchins sit by the side of the road, and between them, citizens walk, all of them miserable and dishevelled. And as you enter, you notice that they seem to be giving the carts a very, very wide berth, standing to the sides. And as you pass, you see them all just look in your direction, somewhat suspiciously, before continuing on their way. And next to you, Hazel, you see Ester is just starting to bob her head up and down, and you can see that she is currently clutching her chest and just leans forward a little in pain, just rocking off the edge of the cart.
Esther, are you okay?
Yeah, I think so. I just, I was pretty hurt yesterday, and I think I need to lie down, maybe.
Let's find you a nice bed so you can sleep. Okay. Do you need a healer, you think?
I don't know, maybe, if there's one in town, maybe. And as the carts continue on, you delve deeper into the town, and the misty docks of Renoras are to your right, obscured by buildings and people, though you can still see that out in the water there are small boats bobbing, and you see amongst the ones that still float on the water, there are some broken that just stick out of the shallow waters of the lake, and you can see that there are a number of sort of moss-covered huts along the edge of the river. But as you continue on, led by Pastor Gleason as he leads his cart ahead of you, you eventually come to a wide open town square, circled by fairly pathetic-looking market stalls, all of which are covered in moth-bitten and slightly stained tarpaulin. In the centre of the square, you see a large, rusty statue of a fairly noble-looking individual sat on a horse, though this statue, it appears, has been left unattended for a very, very long time. Orange rusted metal peels off the surface, and you can see seagull shit just drenched all over it, and you can see that there are vines and moss stretching all around it. And after years of disregard, this noble figure looks almost sad. And to your left, dominating a vast portion of the square, you see a very, very strange sight, one that you almost double take to look at. It is a large, broken boat lying on its side. Its hull is split open and its mast lies in ruins, but you notice that on the inside of this, there is candlelight and torchlight flickering from within, along with voices. It looks like it has been transformed into some kind of building. And as you continue on through the square, with Pastor Gleason moving off to the right ever so slightly, trundling away and leaving the statue behind, you see over the other buildings, on a slightly larger mound of earth, another building. Elevated on the other side of town stands an old, dilapidated manor house, surrounded by a rusty iron fence. And you see, even at a distance, all around its perimeter, are members of the Mourning Guard, all wearing rusted metal armor. Yet, as you look closely at it, you see that its windows are strangely dark, and neither light nor movement come from within. But as you're making your way through the town, is there anything the two of you are wanting to do as Ester just slowly leans against the cart and begins to just close her eyes?
We need to find a bed.
Yeah. I would actually grab my stick that I have not been using at all ever since I got it, and I would like try to find a way to attach it to my back so that I always have it with me, because I've been noticing that it was never there when I needed it. So now it will be forever.
So you're able to sort of tear off a bit of cloth, and you're able to affix a fairly well-made sort of sheath for it, essentially. And after a little bit of experimentation, you just like are able to get it to just hang on your back. And as you continue on, eventually the caravan of carts comes to a stop. And ahead of you, you see, much like the other buildings around, a building that is elevated above the ground. It stands on tall wooden struts, and there are stairs leading up to a small, fairly rickety-looking building with broken steps leading up to the front door. You see a slanted roof with missing, moss-covered tiles and a broken chimney, which nevertheless seems to be belching forth black smoke. And above the doorway, you see a rusty sign just hanging and swaying in the soft, salty breeze. The sign reads, "The Bat's Wing." And underneath this, much like the sign you saw outside of town, nailed underneath these words, you see a very dead black bat just hanging in the breeze. And as this caravan comes to a stop, you see Pastor Gleason jump off the front, along with Mank, standing almost double Gleason's height as he just looks around at the town around him, just breathing in the salt air. And Pastor Gleason just turns to the others in their caravan and, right, we should probably get this all in. How is your friend doing?
I think she needs to rest badly.
Right. Very well. But perhaps we can deal with the food. We are taking it into this tavern. If you would like to go ahead and find some room for your friend, we can follow.
Oh, of course.
And of course, your payment. Don't think I've forgotten about your payment.
That's okay.
Right. Well, right. Chop, everyone, and the rest of the party, Mank included, begin to just start collecting the burlap sacks and the crates and the barrels from behind the various carts. What are you two doing?
Putting Ester to bed.
And I'd be watching Hazel do that.
Okay.
Cute.
So, Hazel, you help Ester, who is still standing, but nevertheless, you see that she's gone quite pale as you walk up the steps towards the entrance of the
I tell her
Batswing.
to hold my hand, but I'm really tiny. She's really tall, so it's just really awkward.
She bends down a bit and then a lot as she like reaches down to grab your hand and thank you. I don't know if this is helping, but thank you. And you make your way up. And as you open the door, and Ayleen, as you watch, you are met with a small, fairly cramped interior. There is a small fireplace off to one side, and you see that there are flames flickering within this. And all around the room, there are peeling leather chairs and rickety, crooked wooden tables that are stood around the space. And you see a very small, cramped bar off to one side. And against this, leaning on a stool and with face covered, as they just lean against the bar, their hood is over their face. You see a figure just lying still and face down on the surface. And looking around the room, you see at various intervals throughout the room there are buckets, positioned strategically underneath holes in the roof. And as you walk past a few of them, you see that there is very murky, very dirty water inside. But as the door closes behind you, over behind the bar, you see a fairly fat man with pale, freckled skin and thinning brown hair, and he turns around as he wipes his hands on his apron. All right, how are you? How can I help you today?
What are you saying, Ayleen?
We need a room with a bed.
Oh, right, okay. Just the one room for the three of you, or?
And I'd look at Hazel. Yes?
Right, okay. Well, let me have a look. And you see him bring out a fairly large sort of book with a number of different names written inside, and it seems like a logbook of sorts. You also notice as you get closer that it hasn't been used in a fairly long time, as he just skims through. Not often that we have folk passing through town, but yeah, we have. And as his finger passes down the list of rooms, you see that none of them are occupied. As he just, I suppose with a little manoeuvring, we can probably find you a room. Yeah, no, well, we have a room of 4 beds, which probably suit you quite well. I see you have a fair bit of stuff with you as well, so that will set you back 5 silver per night. I don't know how long you're planning to stay.
Wait, this is for Ed, not for the NPC. Isn't 5 silver a lot here compared to where we've been before? Because it was always 2 silver, right?
You notice that it is a fair bit more expensive, yes.
I'm sorry, what did you say? 5 silver?
5 silver, yes. It's it's not much, but the rooms are
That's for the whole room then, right? Not per person, or?
That would be for each of you, yes.
That's silly. Could just sleep at the stables instead.
I can assure you, when the night comes, you'd much rather be inside. I apologise if you've been other places that are somewhat less expensive, somewhat more fancy, but we don't get a lot of travellers through.
It's okay, I'm just surprised. And I would reach into my pouch and pay for only my part.
Oh, right. Thank you very much, and for your friends as well.
Oh, right. And I would pay for the rest.
Right, lovely. Well, it's just same payment each day for however long you want to spend. Obviously, we will probably have, we might be in need of that room at,
I don't think so. You're lucky that we're here.
Well, if you could just sign into the logbook, please. And he pushes it forward towards you, and you see the last names were a very long time ago. You see Angelo, you see Knightley and Tlanfer, and you see that these names were probably from 5, maybe 6 months ago, and the page is very, very, very dusty as he pushes it towards you. If you could just sign your name on the respective lines, and I'll get your key for you.
Wow, Hazel, look at this. it seems that almost everyone is called Angelo, Lamfer, or
So
Knightley.
weird. Who is that?
I don't know, but I keep hearing those names over and over again.
Maybe some famous person or a stalker. They're following us.
I mean, this was months ago. I think we're fine.
That's true.
All right, here you go.
As you're signing, you see Pastor Gleason and Bertie and Ashlyn and Vera and Mank slowly coming in with large crates and barrels and sacks. And as they do so, and as the barkeep just leans over the individual who is slumped in front of you on the bar and just passes a key over, he turns around to look at these newcomers and goes, "Oh, hello, Pastor. Hello, Jebediah. We come bearing food for, the locals. You are too kind. Come, sit. Are you with the pastor?"
Yeah.
"Oh, lovely. Well, Pastor, how long will you be staying for?" Not terribly long. We will be back on the road tomorrow, but I believe Mank just steps forward. "I will be staying for a little bit longer. I have business in town." "Oh, good. All right. Well, I'll sort you all a room. But anyway, there is your key, ladies. Feel free to make yourself at home."
Thank you. I would grab the key and like
you.
help Hazel with Esther because I saw that didn't go so well.
So as you make your way, you notice that there are some very rickety stairs leading up towards the rooms. And Hazel, as you and Esther just sort of stumble forward ahead, and Ayleen as you follow, and you hear the exchange of food behind you as Pastor Gleason begins to hand over numerous bits and pieces to who you understand to be called Jebediah behind the bar. As this commotion is happening, you see the figure at the bar just stir. And as she sits up and the hood falls down, you see a very dark grey-skinned half-orc with fairly prominent lower teeth, and she has fairly thick brown hair that's tied back in a very long ponytail. But as she sits there and then looks in the direction of all the newcomers, she just turns to Jebediah. "I am going now. I will see you tomorrow." "All right. Good afternoon, Elder. See you soon." And starts to just take the food, and you all head up to your room. And upon opening it, you are met with another very, very small, cramped space. All 4 beds are all touching in some fashion. And there is a single chest to one side of the room, and you can see that the lock on it has been broken open and probably never been fixed. But also around the room and through the cracked window as well, you can see grey sky piercing in from above. And all around the room, there are small buckets that, again, contain fairly dark rainwater. It is not particularly nice.
It's disgusting. Why do we pay so much for this?
I don't know. Probably because we're the only people that are paying for this. So they're probably really poor.
We should wonder why nobody comes here, you know? Maybe it's dangerous.
I mean, it's kind of far out from the center of Mournveil, so...
We're not planning to stay, right? I don't want to stay here.
No, of course not. Of course not. We're just gonna stay for as long as Esther can heal, and then we'll go to the monastery, okay?
Oh yeah, to the monastery. That sounds better. I miss it there. Only been there once, but I really miss it there. It's a nice place.
Wait, we went there? Did I
when we
forget
met
that?
Master Lucas.
Oh, right.
I met him. The old man.
Whoa, Arianna is confused. Wait, we did?
Yeah. I met
must have been so
Master
tired.
Lucas. He seemed like a nice guy. I want to go there again.
Yeah, it's really nice. Monks are very nice people.
Well, if they're like you, yes, they're really nice.
Oh, thank you. So you're
That's
no
Sometimes
longer,
really stupid with your stupid rules.
I was about to say you're no longer mad at me.
Esther, meanwhile, is slowly sitting down on the bed and just like slowly leaning back into the pillow and just. I think I'm gonna sleep for a bit. I think.
Sure.
Okay. She just rolls over and is fairly quickly out of it. You hear very deep breaths coming from her as she just sits down on the bed and falls asleep. It is still late afternoon. It is not yet dark. But as you stand in the room, there is a...
Hello?
It's your best friend.
Frank? Is that you?
Yep, it's me.
Hey.
Hey.
Come in, come in. Do you want to sleep with us?
Let's go outside. And I would push Hazel and Mank out because I don't want to bother Esther. So I like pushed him out and then closed the door behind me.
Your friend looks someone out of it. Is she all right?
She will be fine. Not thanks to you though, but she'll be fine.
Well, you all handled yourselves fairly well, by
Yeah.
the sounds of it.
Yes, we did.
Told you we're strong.
So, I don't know if you're still interested in the offer, but
What
Esther...
offer?
Well, Esther here indicated she might be interested in meeting my employer. I don't know if that's something the rest of you would be up for, but you've proven that you can handle yourself, and I know my man is always on the lookout for people who can take care of themselves.
I would look at Hazel because Ayleen has not heard of this. So I would look at Hazel to kind of like check if she knew.
Oh, well. What would we have to do? Kill people?
No. No, just odd jobs here and there. Like I say, it's something Esther was interested in, so if you're not, but...
Wait, wasn't the pastor your employer?
He was a useful bit of employment as I was already making my way to Renoras from Everspire, but I was always due to come here.
Okay.
He employed me on the way.
And why would we want to meet your other friend?
Well, I don't know about you, Monk, but I know this one here has a bit of a taste for gold.
I think we've got enough gold. Thank you.
No, we don't. I only have 565 gold.
That is more than you would ever need.
No, I don't. I want to buy a castle one day. I need to save up money.
It's quite a lot for a young one such as you to have.
Mm-hmm.
And also not very smart to share that in front of someone who's really, really greedy.
He's my
Hazel.
best friend.
He's not your friend at all.
But
That's
we're
very
best
hurtful of you to
friends.
say.
Oh, I doubt you're hurt.
Oh, well. Well, if you are interested, I'm going to be taking my, I'll be taking my business to him in the morning. If you want to tag along, you're more than welcome.
I'm in.
I have a
Really?
feeling that if we do that, we're going to get robbed or something. I don't think it's smart.
I can assure you, my employer is many things, but he's not a robber.
What is he then?
He's a collector of sorts.
Collector of what?
Very old things. Things that he sends me out to search for, bring back to him.
Artifacts.
Yeah.
Oh,
Artifacts.
interesting. Come on, Ayleen. This sounds so cool. We can go on an adventure.
We'll think about it.
All right. Well, the offer's there if you want. But in the meantime, have a good evening, and maybe see you in the morning. But if not, if you don't stick around, happy trails. Night night. And with that, he walks off down the corridor and enters into a room further on down before closing the door behind him.
I really don't like that guy.
Why? He's so kind to us.
He's
offering
not
us a
kind.
job.
He is not kind, Hazel. He's the opposite of kind.
Why? He didn't say anything mean.
He was willing to sit in the forest and wait for time to pass so he could tell that we died.
Maybe he was just scared.
And greedy.
Well, I like money too. I don't think he's mean at all. I think he's really interesting. And I think we should accept his offer and go on an adventure.
We'll see how Esther feels in the morning, and if Esther feels okay, we're leaving, okay? And if she doesn't, then sure. Okay? Does that sound like a deal? All right.
Good.
And I would go back into the room.
Okay. Are either of you doing anything before nighttime?
I'm playing with Jerry.
And I'm writing a letter to Ophelia.
Oh.
Okay, so Hazel, while you were playing with Jerry, and Jerry, unlike the rest of you, seems to be quite enjoying these surroundings. There is a little bit of light rainfall throughout the evening, which naturally creates quite a distracting sound in the buckets all around, until eventually it dissipates, leaving only this just soft bloop, 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 just in the corner. And Jerry is sort of walking around the space, and Hazel, you notice as he just climbs up various bedposts and looking around, just and then moves over to the one empty bed and sort of rummages around inside the pillowcases and under the cover and back around and just sort of nibbling on little bits of wood just to sharpen his teeth a bit. But Ayleen, what are you writing to Ophelia?
I don't know yet. I'll keep that to myself for now, and then maybe I'll share it later.
Okay, sure thing. So, night falls, and you head to your respective beds, ignoring the soft drip drop of the rainwater above. And for you, Hazel, much as you found in Witchall, the familiar salty smell of the nearby lake is all too familiar to you. It feels as close to home as you have done in this strange new world that you find yourself in. The soft sound of the waves against the shoreline, occasionally interspersed with the creaking of the hanging bodies out in the waters. But drowning these out, you're able to focus on the soft in and out, and in and out of the waters. And Ayleen, for you as well, the salty lake air is familiar, more familiar than you would perhaps like it to be. But nevertheless, you both head to sleep and have a relatively peaceful night's sleep. The beds are uncomfy, they are lumpy, and they are scratchy, but they are still beds. And as you wake in the morning to the soft sound of crows outside flying, and at one point you see a crow just poke its head in through one of the holes in the roof above, and just before flying off into the sky. Ester is still out of it on the nearby bed, and you see that she is sweating quite a bit as well.
I would go to her to feel her temperature with my hand.
Make a medicine check for me.
That's 20. 25.
She has a fever. She has a fever.
Uh-oh. She okay?
I don't think she's doing too great.
She's sick. Do you think she needs a healer?
I think she needs rest and some water. Could you get us some water?
No rum?
No rum. Definitely no rum, Hazel. Nothing
But
with
rum
alcohol.
helps.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, I'll get it. Around downstairs.
You head downstairs and you see Jebediah behind the bar just serving a customer, and it is the same customer that you saw slouched over the bar the previous night, the large half-orc, and she sits there and you see that she is drinking what appears to be very, very dark ale, and she just looks at you, Hazel, and just cheers you before continuing to drink. And you see that Mank is over in one corner as well, currently eating very, very stringy bacon and some very dry looking eggs. And you see he's not enjoying it terribly much, but he looks over to you and just gives a little salute. And Jebediah turns to you. All right, how can I help you?
Wait 1 second. And I turn around. Dash. I dash to Mank's plate and I take the bacon from Mank.
Make a dexterity check for me real quick. Sleight of hand check, I'll say.
Sleight of hand. 9.
Not one.
You reach out, and as you do so, a gloved hand just grabs at your wrist, and no, you wouldn't be wanting to steal my bacon now, would you?
I'm not stealing, I'm just hungry. I need to eat. And you have bacon, and you don't seem to enjoy it, so I will enjoy it for you.
All right, fair point, well made. And he just pushes the plate across to you, and enjoy.
Why are you smiling? There's nothing in it, right?
I don't know if I can trust it.
He just leans forward and goes, well, I have poisoned it.
I'll take it anyway.
All right. So you grab the plate and start eating up the bacon, and Jebediah is still standing behind the bar and looking over and sort of looks over to Mank. You not enjoy it? No, I'm not hungry. Oh, all right. So, little one, how can I help you?
I need a glass of water, please. My friend is really sick.
Oh, right. Well, yes, of course. And you see him move over to one of the buckets behind the behind the bar and just pour it into a cup. And you can see like little bits of dirt like flying in. It seems like mostly clean, but it doesn't look particularly appetizing as he puts it across the bar towards you. And there you go.
I can't give her this, and she's gonna get more sick.
Oh,
Where's
no.
the clean water?
We don't really have any clean water. But if you run down to the lake, we can always grab some water from there and boil it up, get rid of most of the salt. But yeah, I'm afraid this is the best we have at the moment.
How far is the lake?
Oh, not far. It's a 3-minute walk from here, just down the slope. You can't miss.
Okay, bye.
Oh, all right, bye.
Around to the lake.
You want some company, little one?
Who? From Mank?
Yeah.
Of course.
All right. And he stands up and walks out with you. And as you step out of the bat's wing and you see the grey skies in front of you and you see the populace walking around in dirty brown clothes, and you see Captain Byron and the Morning Guard patrolling around the same individual who charged you as you entered through the gates the previous night. But as everyone walks around, you see that they all cast side glances towards both you and Mank. And Mank just brings up his cloak a little bit and, right, I've been here before, so just this way. So did I hear you say your friend's ill?
Yeah, Esther, she's feeling really sick. I think she just needs to sleep and drink a lot of water. I told Ayleen that rum would be better, but she's like, no, don't give her rum. So now we have to go out and get her water.
Well, I guess it all depends upon the nature of the illness, but I suspect if they're brought on by wounds, then in this occasion your friend might be right. Rum might not be the best course of action, and I do not say that lightly, little one.
Do you know much about healing?
Out of necessity, I have had to heal a fair few wounds. But I'm by no means an expert, just a survivalist.
Maybe you can take a look at her, because I don't know what's wrong with her.
Okay, well, I'll certainly have a look if I can. Right, here we are. And as you move down the slope and the very dirty, muddy streets, you see stretching out in front of you, moving all around the edge of the town, there are dirty stone docks. And stretching out from each of them, you see crooked wooden plinths that lead out towards bobbing boats that just float out in the water. Some of them are fishing boats, others are slightly larger than this, and others are little more than rowboats. But all of them are grimy and dirty. And you see, for the first time in the daylight, looking around certainly the edges of the town, and you see the walls that surround the town, the broken stone, sort of patched up with large planks of wood. You get the impression that this town, or at least the foundations of it, used to be quite grand, and the docks are an example of this. There are stone buildings all along the edge of the docks. All of them are broken. All the roofs are in disrepair and have holes in. All of them have slate tiles missing. It simply looks as though this is a town that over years, if not centuries, has just been ground down and down and down. But next to the docks, you see stretching out into the misty distance the waters of the Pallid Lake just floating in front of you. And you see water just bobbing up against the shoreline. And Manx steps in front of you and kneels down and, yeah, this'll probably do. You'll probably need to boil it within an inch of its life, but should do the trick.
All right. Then I tiptoe, hop through the water, and I'll just put it in that sack thing that I have that they drink of. I don't remember what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
As much as I can.
Okay. And as you're doing that, you see Mank just reach in and sort of grab a couple of fairly grey bits of seaweed and just pull them out, and this might also be useful.
That's disgusting.
Well,
what's that useful for?
Eating. Medicine, specifically.
Medicine?
Yeah, but medicine is never particularly tasty, unfortunately.
You think Esther will get better by eating that?
Well, potentially. We might have to grind it down a little bit, make it a little bit more pasty. But you have everything you think you need?
And I look around real quick. Do we see something interesting on the shore?
Okay, make a perception check for me.
19.
So looking around, you see that along the edge of the docks, there are a number of barrels of what look to be very, very thin and quite pale-looking fish that are just piled up. And the smell along the docks is quite acrid. It's quite horrible, as just this horrible briny smell just floats in the air. But in terms of anything interesting, you see that further on along the docks, on the other side of town, you see what looks to be an old, broken lighthouse that is just standing on the edge of the docks. And you can see that it is connected to an adjoining tower by a very rickety-looking wooden bridge that stretches from one tower to the other. But other than this, everything is relatively quiet. Like, there are people walking along the docks, all of whom are about as miserable as those in the center of town, honestly, and all of whom occasionally catch your eye and just continue about their business.
Okay, as I look, I feel myself getting a bit distracted by all the new things that I see, and then
We need to walk back before it's too late. I don't want Esther to get too sick.
Yeah,
I got the water. You
all
have the
right.
seaweed.
Lead the way. We can stick that in a pan over the fireplace and, you know.
Hey, Mike.
Mm.
How fast can you run?
You're not going to race me, are you?
yes, I am, and I run.
Okay, roll an athletics check for me.
How long would you guys have been gone? Because if it took longer than 10 minutes, then Ayleen would have gone down to get water herself.
It's probably longer than 10 minutes, and
Yeah.
you head down to the bar and you see Jebediah there, and the half orc sat in front of him now on her second pint of ale, as she just eyes you as you get closer. And Jebediah once again hears your request and moves over to the bucket and starts to pour some dirty water into a cup for you. And there
Thank
you go.
you. Thank you very much. And I would just accept it and go back upstairs.
So, Hazel, as you re-enter, and Mank takes
Who was faster? I rolled 11.
11. Mank also rolled an 11 as you both run pace to pace, and he is doing so fairly half-heartedly, it has to be said. He's just like, running, entertaining a kid. All right, come on. And eventually you come back into the back wing, and Mank takes the water from you and, taking a pan from the bar, just starts to heat it over the fireplace as it slowly begins to come to a boil. And Jebediah takes the seaweed from Mank and, upon his orders, just starts to grind it down a little bit. And as you stand there waiting for both men to finish their respective duties, the half-orc just turns and looks at you and, "You are a little young to be making medicine for friends."
Who, me? I'm not making medicine. Other people are making it for me.
Oh, okay, well, you here on your own, little one?
No, I'm here with my friends.
Oh.
They're upstairs. One of them is really sick, so that's why we need the medicine.
Oh, I am sorry to hear it. Is there anything that I can do to help?
Are you a healer?
Of sorts, I suppose. I could probably help in some capacity.
That would be nice. I don't want my friend to die.
No, it's fine. And she stands, and you see her just down the rest of her drink and place it on and lead me in direction of patient.
Are you
Water.
drunk?
No, I am not drunk. I am just enjoying my alcohol. Come on, little one, show me the way.
All right. Is this things done? The medicine?
Mank just looks over from the pan and just, "It's going to take me a little bit longer, but give it around 5 minutes. If you want to go up without me, that's fine." And Jebediah hands you the quite now mushed up seaweed, and there you go. Hopefully that does the trick.
All right. I'll take it and hop upstairs.
I would actually be coming out of the room as Hazel is coming up.
Okay.
Ayleen!
There
I
you
got
are.
some-
Where did you go?
Well, I went to get clean water because the person at the bar gave me dirty water. So I went out to the docks and I got some water and we boiled it and
That's
we
not.
got some seaweed as well.
That's not needed.
Why?
She already drank. I filtered it through my t-shirt.
Oh my god, I could have thought of that.
It's okay though. It's very nice of you to do that.
No, I feel really dumb. Ayleen.
No, it was really, really nice of you.
Well, she can have another water then.
She just got back to sleep, but we can give that to her later, okay?
Okay. And I also have seaweed. Mang said that helps.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna listen to Mank, so...
No,
I have
that-
another person here who can
I
help.
was going to say your friend is correct. The seaweed would definitely help at least alleviate some of the fever.
And you are?
My name is Elder Myrene.
Oh. Elder?
Yes, there is patient in there.
From, like, what elder?
I am a member of the Order of Dawn, if that is what you are asking.
My apologies. Of course, go inside.
Why
And I
you
would step
apolo-
away.
Okay. And she steps in, and just seeing Esther there, just, all right, little one. Yes, if you try and feed the seaweed into her mouth, and then I will do my job.
Do what?
Feed her seaweed, I will then do what I can.
But she just went back to sleep.
It does not matter, just force it into her mouth.
Okay.
Okay. And so you sort of sponge the paste in, and Esther just sort of, what do you, it tastes so bad. And Myrene just stands over you and, all right, good. Now I will do mine. And as she stands over Esther, she just places her hands upon her chest and just sort of closing her eyes, just breathes in deeply and just relaxes. And as she does so, you see Esther just sort of swell a bit as breath enters her body before she exhales. And her eyes, unlike the strained eyelids that you saw earlier, relax somewhat as she just falls peacefully unconscious once more. And Myrene just stands back. There we go, she should rest easier now, but I am glad that I could be of some assistance. Is that
Thank you so much.
not a problem, little one? If you are staying, I will no doubt see you more often. Anyway, I'm going down for another one.
Ayleen would like her chest out so that her necklace would be very
Make a performance check for me.
Oh god, it's not awkward at all. Performance. P. 8.
She doesn't notice this as you just kind of like, sort of against the door, just kind of like, and she just moves straight on out, and you hear her rather heavy footsteps begin to go downstairs as she heads to the bar. And Mank comes round the corner with a pan and just, right, well, you'll need to wait for that to cool down, but it's a nice, clean water for her when she wakes up.
Nice. Thank you so much.
No, not
See,
a problem.
Ayleen, he's not mean. He's very kind.
So, this one stole my breakfast, but if you need to eat, breakfast's still on the menu, but you had any more thoughts about, what I
Well-
proposed last night?
I'm in.
It looks like we'll be here for a while, so if Hazel's in, I'll join.
Right. Well, have your breakfast and then join me whenever. I'll be waiting outside.
Wait, did we get the money yet from the pastor?
No, not yet.
We need to get it before he
We-
leaves without paying us.
Yes, we do. Don't worry, these priestly folks are usually fairly honest with their gold. It's one of the reasons why I accept so many jobs all around Mournveil, but Pastor Gleason seems like one of the good ones, so
That's
he won't
smart.
leave. That's why you always target the religious folks. They're always very guilty when it comes to this kind of stuff.
Monks are religious, right?
They certainly can be. Your order, from what I know of them, is less so. Is that right?
It's none of your business.
Oh, all right. Fine. Fair enough.
Let's go
What?
get the money.
I'm going
Money, money,
downstairs.
money, money.
So you head downstairs, and while the others are not there yet, you can still see Myrene at the bar ordering another drink as she just starts to down that as well. And
Can I do another performance check now that I'm downstairs? Maybe
Yes.
it'll go better here.
of course you can.
16?
16. As you walk down the stairs and as she, like, drinks her beer, she just looks over and sort of takes you in before just returning to her beer and just drinking. But you see a flash of recognition in her dark grey eyes, though, as she just goes back.
I try not to look disappointed.
Ayleen, what are you doing? Are you trying to flirt?
What? No, I'm just hungry. And I would turn to the barman. Could I have some bread, please?
Yeah, sure. You don't want anything more than that?
No, that's fine.
Right, okay. Well, that'll be 1 copper then, please.
Here you go.
There you go. And as this is handed across and as you find a table, you see Pastor Gleason just start to come down. And seeing the two of you off on one table, there you are. I was worried that you might have gone already, but I have, as agreed. And he reaches into his robe and just produces 3 small pouches, and there you are, 40 gold each for your friend as well. So where do you head now?
We are going on an adventure with Mank.
Oh, lovely. You've made firm friends then with him.
Yeah, we're best friends.
Oh, good. I am glad. And he looks in your direction, Ayleen, and just,
I'm rolling my eyes.
yes, I am glad. We're headed to Witchore presently, but we shan't be staying there long. But hopefully our paths will cross once more. It has been fortuitous meeting all 3 of you, really. But I do hope that the light of Lathander continues to shine on all of you in these particularly dark times.
Thank you very much. That's very kind, religious one.
Well, I hope that you continue to keep safe, child, and I hope that you... Well, I hope that one day you find the ones that you are looking for.
Thank you. I'm sure I will.
Just remember that even in the darkest of places, shadows require light to exist. So I suppose I never give up hope.
Amen.
Yes, quite. I will go fetch the rest of mine, but stay safe in this town, and I will do the same. And with that, he heads back upstairs, and you eat, and the figure at the bar drinks, and Mank waits outside. Is there anything that you want to do before you start the rest of your day?
I want to say something to Hazel.
Mm-hmm.
I need you to make a promise today. And that is that if at any point we have to make a decision and Mank wants you to do something and I want you to not do something, will you at least consider what I have to say? And listen to me. It's really important to me.
Okay, I guess.
Okay. Then let's go outside if you're done eating.
Oh yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
So you head on out, and as you do so, you see the half-orc at the bar just sort of follow you with her gaze slightly before ordering another drink. And heading on outside, you see Mank just sat on the front porch and turns around as he hears the door open. All right. So, good breakfast.
Delicious. The bacon was good.
I'm sure it was. Well, Monk, you happy for us to go about our way?
Oh, I couldn't be more happy. Yes.
Very good. Let's go then. And with that, he jumps to his feet and starts to walk down the rickety steps and off deep into the very small town. Is there anything you're wanting to do as you follow him?
Just keep an eye on him.
Okay. I'll say make a perception check for me.
9.
9. He appears to be, fairly forthright in his intentions. He's walking through the town and occasionally looking back to check that you're all following, but he doesn't appear to be doing anything untoward, just simply walking. And all around you, the citizens of Renoras continue about their day-to-day, moving sullenly down the street, pulling carts through mud and dirt and over cobblestones that are long since grown over with moss and grass and reeds. And you see members of the Morning Guard walking around the town, all of them in rusted and mismatched armor with dirty, torn purple cloaks. But as you continue on, continuing through this scurrilous town, eventually you come to a small hut. Unlike the others around it, it is not on stilts. It is sunken somewhat into the earth and sits at a very odd angle. And you can see that unlike the others around it, rather than steps leading up, there are steps leading down, carved into the earth and down onto a front door that has a knocker on it. A very simple knocker. It is that of a raven's head. And Mank walks down, stepping down, and just knocks on its front. And from inside, you just hear, "Enter." And Mank turns around to you both. Right. Let's go meet the boss man. And with that, he opens the door and disappears inside.
We'll follow, I guess.
Okay.
Tentatively.
Okay. It hasn't escaped my notice that we've reached Faith of the Gods, so thank you, Byron. We will put that into effect relatively soon.
Oh, God.
But as you follow inside, you see a small, cramped space that is full to brim. There is a small path that moves through the center of this room, but other than that, it is full of artifacts and bric-a-brac. There are glass cases lining the shelves filled with stuffed animals and unborn creatures gestating in greenish liquid. You can see books and potion bottles. You see animal heads and withered hands. There are trinkets, there are dull golden objects, there are shining orbs, and you can see many, many more things beside. But more than this, what catches your eye hangs from the ceiling. Because in between softly swinging oil lamps, there are pendants. Lots and lots of pendants. All of them are broken. All of them are rusted, all of them are dull, but all of them are the same. They are swords. Red-bladed swords with black hilts shaped like bats with outstretched wings. And you see that this symbol is not alone in the objects hanging from the ceiling above. They are all around the room. You see broken pots, torn pieces of tapestry, paintings, small statues. The symbol is everywhere as Mank continues to make his way through the room. And moving forward through the bric-a-brac and through this symbol that you have seen before, there sits in the middle of it all a dusty desk, behind which you see a thin, very pale, white-skinned elf with a slight hunchback. He has long, greasy white hair and pink warts and pustules all across his skin, and his eyes are dark brown, almost black. And you see that he wears what looks to be a battered suit. Silver rings adorn his hands, and you see that his sharp elven ears end in what look to be ornamental silvered points, decorative and jeweled, that just sit over the tips of his ears, ending in sharp points. And as you approach, this figure looks up from parchment that is piled in front of him, and Mank just nods to him. Mr. DuPont, we have guests. And the elf just looks towards you. And who are you?
I'm Ayleen. Hello, this is Hazel.
Lovely to make your acquaintance. And he reaches across the desk and holds out a warty, mottled hand to shake.
Okay. Hello.
Let's hide behind Ayleen.
No need to be scared, little one. My name is Mr. DuPont. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Why do you live in a cellar?
I've lived in this place longer than I care to remember, but the earth around is not as stable as it once was, and so as I have stayed here, the hut has sunk down, 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 and I am something of a sentimentalist when it comes to these things. I find it very difficult to let go, so I have stayed.
Can I ask what these symbols mean? Are you like from an order somewhere, or?
No, I am not. Please feel free to sit down. And he gestures towards a couple of leather seats that are surrounded by artifacts and more bric-a-brac. But he gestures over to them and, would you like some wine? Perhaps some hot chocolate for the child?
I think we're okay. Thank you.
You have rum?
No, Hazel,
I have some of the
thirsty.
finest rum you will ever come across, little one. If your mother decrees.
She does not.
Very
She's not my mom. I make
Hazel,
my own
this is
decisions.
not the
I would
time.
like to have one glass, please.
She's not old enough for that.
Both of you make persuasion checks for me.
It's not fair. It's a child, not 20. Take that.
Oh, we're crying in 12. Ayleen.
He just looks down and, on this occasion, I must defer to the adult. But I will, however, get you some hot chocolate. I can assure you it is the best that you will taste, certainly in Renoras. And he stands and his hunch becomes more apparent as he walks towards a glass cabinet to the side and starts to take out a number of different glasses and turns to Mank. I suppose that you will be wanting. I will have room, yes. Lovely. I suppose you have what I asked for. And Mank just nods, and reaching into his satchel, brings out a pendant. Pendant with a sword on it, with a red blade and a black handle, and just places it in the elf's hand, and he just cups it. Very good. You asked me about this symbol. It is not mine, but I am searching for it, and I am fascinated by it.
What does it stand for?
What interest is it of yours?
Just curious because I see it everywhere lately.
Is that right?
Well, not really, just here, actually. I'm just curious.
Make a deception check.
Why did I lie? Not 20 again! What the fuck is this?
Okay, dude. Okay.
Stealing Glosse's rolls. He
Yeah.
just like
Elina needs to stay away more often. This is good.
he just looks at you and after a moment just shrugs. Fair enough. You sure I can't tempt you with anything? And he points at the bottles in the cabinet.
No, I'm good, thank you.
Very well. My friend Mankir has been investigating these symbols for quite some time, as you alluded. Sightings of it have become more common in the last year or so. I have been investigating why that might be. It is a very old symbol.
Okay.
Very, very old. From the before times.
Right. Okay. And what does it stand for? Vampires?
Vampires.
Now, why would you say that?
Because of the bad? Isn't that usually connected? No?
You are very smart. I thought that for a very long time, and that may still be the case, but I believe it goes back even further. You see, I sent my friend Mank to investigate rumors near Everspire, in a place called the Mournveil Mountains. It seems that these rumors were correct. You see, these, and he points at the pendants on the ceiling, I believe they are leftovers from the old world. Before we were trapped within this mist wall, you see, there is remarkably little from that time, very little from our history. And for as long-lived as I am, even I am not old enough to remember the time before. But I believe that this sigil, I believe it used to belong to a mighty warrior. Long before Mournveil was founded, long before it was trapped in the mists, and long before it was even founded as the Morning Valley.
Why? Why do you think that, I mean?
I have been led to believe that this symbol, it comes up in a few old books and texts that I have, and he points in the direction of some tapestry that hangs from the wall. I've been deciphering the language on here for a very long time. It's very old. It even predates Common. But there's reference to an individual by the name of Gregor von Sanguis. I believe the symbol was his a very long time ago.
Okay. And do you think that you can fix this with that?
By this, you mean?
Mournveil being completely dark and misty and foggy and bad.
You are a member of the Order, are you not?
Yes. Why? What is that?
Just interesting is all. I do not have any lofty goals or ambitions. I simply look for answers where there are some to be found. This is an interesting rabbit hole to be falling into, you see, and I am simply interested to understand the origins of it.
Could I take something with this symbol to the Order? See what they know.
I have not had much luck with the Order in the past. I do not know if they will find your testimony any more compelling.
Well, I'm
But-
from the Order, so I assume.
You could assume. You absolutely could. I'm sure I can root something out for you,
Okay.
if you want.
Yeah. I think that could be good if we worked on it together. I mean, if this is the key to ending all of it.
You seem remarkably unperturbed by all of this.
Why? Should I be?
What does the little one have to say for herself? Is this something you've seen before, little one?
I was actually just under the desk looking for the rum, but
Make an investigation check for me.
11.
11. Looking around, you don't have much luck, unfortunately, and you see that as you're looking around under the desk, the greasy white hair of Mr. Dupont just comes down as he bends down underneath the desk. Find what you were looking for.
I was just playing hide and seek with my pet Jerry. So fun. So, what's up, Ayleen?
I was just asking whether you were familiar with this symbol.
Well, am I? I believe I've dreamt of it. I believe it's all very vague. It could be something else, but I do remember bat-shaped hilt, black hilt.
Hazel, I think you don't have. It's okay. You don't have to. You don't have to share.
No. Let the child speak.
Was a red sword, which is really odd. Have you ever seen a red sword before?
Hazel.
Yeah?
And I would shake my head at her.
No, you've never seen a red sword before? Well, I've seen it in my dreams.
Is that right?
Yeah, just some, but my friend Esther says it's just nightmares. That just happens sometimes to people.
Fairly vivid nightmares to be having.
Yeah, it's strange. Why
How
are you
often?
looking at me like that?
Well, how often, little one? And he starts to reach towards the rum and starts to pour a small glass and just pushes it across the desk.
No, sir.
Tell you what, little one. I will ignore your friend's advice, and I will give you a little bit of rum if you answer my question.
Hazel.
Sure.
Hazel, remember what I said when we left?
Don't listen to Mank. This is not Mank. This is a new person.
Can I speak to you for a second, Hazel?
Okay.
Excuse us. We'll be right back.
Not a problem. Take your time.
And I would walk away with Hazel. Hazel, listen. This man, if you tell him about your dreams, if you dream about this man is obsessed with this. So if you tell him about your dreams, he might not be as friendly. Okay, I know you want your rum, but this is really important. We don't know if this is a good guy or not.
But you see everything always so negative. What if I tell him my dream and he can help me with my dream?
How can you not see that this world is terrible? Have you not seen all the people being chained just for what they... all the mages being chained just for what they were? Do you want to be chained in a dungeon, Hazel?
I'm not a mage. That won't happen.
But this obsession is just as unhealthy. You probably just saw this logo somewhere, this bat stuff somewhere, and then dreamt about it later. Okay, this man is gonna think way more behind it.
Did I? Did I not dream about it?
You could just dream about it because you saw it. But just be careful with what you share, okay? I don't want anything bad to happen to you. Okay?
Okay.
And no rum.
But Ayleen...
Hazel, come on.
You can't make all the rules.
Do you know what...
You're not my mom.
Then what does it take to become your mom?
What? You want to adopt me?
Yeah.
I don't think my real mom would agree with that.
Well, your real mom doesn't... Nothing. Just be careful. Okay?
Okay.
And I would walk back before she would ask me about what I meant to say.
So, what does mommy say?
She says that I should not talk to you.
Oh,
Not quite what I said, but I just don't think it's smart to feed rum to a child, sir. I hope you understand that.
of course. And he just pushes the glass over to Mank, who takes it and is just watching fairly intently and just drinks. Well, you can tell me in your own time, little one, if you would like. So, what brings a monk and a halfling to Renoras, of all places?
We met some travelers, and we went to protect them on the road, and they went here, so we thought we would follow. Of course, we got a lot of money for it, so I think that's mainly why we did it. Look at Ayleen.
Speaking of money, and he turns to Mank and just reaches underneath the desk and pulls out quite a sizable purse and just pushes it across the desk. Your 100 gold, as you requested. And Mank just looks to him, and then at you, Hazel, and then briefly at Ayleen. You're always very generous. I try. I always try. So, do you think you'll be staying very long?
No. We are just waiting for a friend to no longer be ill, and then I'll be taking Hazel here to the monastery.
Oh, no, not an ill friend. I have remedies, if that might help. I have healing potions that you are welcome to.
Oh, that is actually... Yes, we would like that.
Healing potion, you say?
I do say I do.
How much?
Well, I tend to prefer information over such paltry things as gold. As you can see, I've amassed more than enough. Is there anything that you might be able to tell me about your order, or...
I will not betray my order if that's what you're asking.
I'm not asking you to do that, not in the slightest. I know how loyal you all are to the light.
Then what do you want to know?
What do you think might interest me?
Besides these bets? Are you interested in vampires?
I certainly could be.
Would you be interested in a story about a friend I used to have that got taken by a vampire?
Taken as in killed, or...
No, as in, you're mine. Come with me, Claire.
That is interesting.
That's what I thought. How about I tell you that story and you give us 3 health potions?
3? Oh my. Oh, you are very new at this, aren't you? Tell you what. You tell me that story, and little Hazel tells me about her dreams. And you can have 3.
How much for just my story?
I can give you 1.
I think 1 is enough.
In that case, I'm all ears.
All right. So, we met this girl, and she was wearing a white long dress, And she didn't remember who she was or where she came from. She traveled with us for a while until this vampire came and just said that she belonged to him and took her away. And that's the story.
Do you have a name for this vampire?
Ooh. I would look at Hazel. I'm so bad at names. Hazel, do you know the name of the
He had a
vampire?
name?
And help. And
I'll say, because it was a while ago, I will say make a history check for me. At advantage because it was quite...
Not 20 again.
Oh my god!
Jesus Christ.
So
What?
you would know that and remember that the name of the vampire on that night was Count Marius Mortis.
Count Marius Mortis, and the girl's name was Claire, and she had a book with dreams in it that every time she dreamt she would write it would paint the dreams in that book.
Like a dream journal.
Yeah, but she did not put anything in there. It was the book doing it.
And he just stands and for a moment seems to be entirely ignoring you as he walks over to a nearby bookshelf. And as he scans through, he just sort of mutters to himself. And even Mank looks somewhat confused at this, but he moves over to a leather-bound tome and just reaches one long-fingered hand in and pulls it out and unwraps some twine from around it. Like this. And he places it down on the desk. And inside you see words and you see shapes. And as the journal goes on and on, you just see the same word written over and over again. Help. 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 And he just pushes it forward. Now you see, we found this months ago in the unnamed woods, deep in the ground, and we thought nothing of it, but then it started to write in itself. You're telling me she had a book like this?
Exactly like that, yeah.
Interesting.
Is her name on it? Is there something on it? How does it look?
Make an investigation check.
9.
9. You look through, and there doesn't appear to be any mention of names, but you flick through it nevertheless. And much as with Claire's book, the one that she possessed and the one that Ophelia now has in Everspire, having taken it from Claire's resting place, it is just full of abstract imagery and full of strange descriptors, but no mention of names. But as you look up, you see that Mr. DuPont is just looking at you, and it is very fortunate that you ended up here. You can have 2 health potions for that.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Let it never be said that I am not a fair businessman. And at this point, Mank, having finished the rum, leans forward. They also have another with them. She's from the Heartland Forest. Is that right? That is interesting. Your friend is ill, did you say?
Yeah. She's sleeping in bed right now.
What is
We gave her some seaweed.
What is interesting about that where she's from?
Let's just say I have a vested interest in that area.
All right.
So you traveled here with strangers. Do you often make a habit of traveling places on your own?
I've never traveled alone. No.
Me neither,
I've
really.
been with this kid ever since I left the monastery.
But it has to be said, they do know how to look after themselves. Really? Are you in the market for employment at the moment? Out of interest.
Yeah, we are. Right, Ayleen?
I guess, but
If you pay us.
Oh, there's no question of that. I would pay you, little one. I would pay you.
How rich are you?
I have lived a very long life where I have not wanted for much. I have a fair amount to give.
I kind of just wanted to go to the monastery with you, Hazel.
But we have a while before Esther is better and we can travel again.
Yeah, but you're still young. No. Yeah, you're right. We have a while.
Mm-hmm. We accept.
Excellent. Well, you asked why I'm living in this small hut, almost underground. I will tell you, little one. I've been traveling for some time, trying to track the movements of these items above you. I've gone where I've been able to find them, and I have gone wherever there are rumors and stories about sigils of a red-bladed sword. I do not know why, but recently, over the last few months, they have been cropping up with increased regularity. I believe they are connected to something. Every time they appear, everywhere they are found, the land is corrupted and the creatures around them are flung into bloodlust. It is quite unlike anything I've ever seen. So every time we have found one, we have broken it. And every time we have broken it, we have been met with the same image over and over. An army of red, and an individual presiding over them all. We do not know what this means, but when I came to Renoras, I found that on these shores, more of these items seem to wash up than anywhere else in Mournveil, washing up on the banks of the Pallid Lake. And so I stayed to try and find out where these came from. I believe the answer is somewhere in the lake.
You think there's something in the water?
I think that wherever these things are coming from, while yes, they are spread out around this land, in the mountains, in the woods, somewhere beneath the water there is an unknowable supply of these things washing up onto the banks.
Wait, what would you need from us? Would you need us to go in the water?
You are a monk of the order. How well do you know these lands? How well do you know Mournveil?
I'd say pretty decent.
So you've heard of Gallagherst, then?
Yeah.
Well, few know the waters of the Pallid Lake more than the citizens of Gallagherst. But no one has heard from them in some time. Certainly Renoras has not heard from them in over a month, and at first we thought that they had abandoned us, that they were no longer doing trade with the town, that they had instead decided to favor Witchshore down the coast. But then we found out that Witchshore had also been cut off. I believe that something has happened in Gallighurst. It has coincided with these items floating to the shore on the other side of the lake. And naturally, people from Renoris and from Witchshore have traveled out to the island, but none have come back.
Do you have a boat?
I do not know. But, as I'm sure you have seen from our relatively short time together, Renoras is primarily a fishing town. There are boats to be found.
Like good boats?
That is less dependable, but there are certainly boats that float, yes. So what I am proposing, if I may be so bold, is to ask your assistance in just seeking out the citizens of Gallighurst, finding out what has happened, and finding what the source of these objects in the lake is.
Okay. And in return?
In return, I will give you 100 gold each. And your friend.
Okay, and what about health potions?
I will bump it up to 3.
50 each and 6.
Make a persuasion check.
I just don't want to die, okay, Ed? 10.
He just looks at you and... 80 gold. 4 health potions.
Alina's a good deal. Just take it.
Deal.
Excellent. Well...
And a boat, of course. That comes out of your pocket.
If you go to the docks, simply tell them that DuPont sent you. That should put the fear of gods into them, and they will come, and I will pay them.
All right.
Well, this has been eventful. Mank, thank you for bringing me 2 such fascinating individuals. If that is all.
Yeah. We'll get to it.
All right. I will get you those health potions then.
Thank you.
And he heads off into the back room, leaving you alone with Mank. He just looks across at the both of you. Certainly made a good impression.
I mean, he's used to working with you, so I guess that wasn't that hard.
I'm very good at what I do. That's why he keeps me around. So we must see some potential in you.
I see. Until it gets hard, I guess. And then you'll
Yes.
fake it again. Does he know
Maybe.
that? Does he know that's how you are?
He knows that I produce results, and he points in the direction of the pendant that lies on the desk. I always get my mark, and I always get paid.
All right. Are you coming with us to the island, or?
I don't know yet.
Yeah, it'll be so fun. Please join us, Mank. It's good for team building.
Only if your mother says so.
I don't trust you, but I do think that we could use your help.
Better the devil you know than the devil you don't. Isn't that right?
No clue what that means, but sure.
He just chuckles to himself, and as he does so, DuPont comes out with 4 small vials, each containing red liquid, and he places them in front of you. There you go. Like I say, I am a man of my word.
Thank you. And I would put them in my satchel.
Well, we'll see you very soon. Mank, thank you very much. I have a little more business to discuss with you, but the two of you, it has been a pleasure to meet you. And next time you come, bring your friend.
She would love to meet you.
And I would love to meet her. Ta-ta for now.
Ta-ta. Off we go.
It's a bit weird.
So you head on out, and as you do so, you see that Mank just brings his chair closer to the desk and leans forward as the door closes behind you, and Mr. DuPont just continues looking in your direction. And the door closes behind you, and you are once again outside.
All right, Hazel. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank
But I would think that it's very nice if you would give me a glass of rum instead.
You can have 2 sips.
2,
Yes.
4.
2, but they can be big.
Okay, deal.
Okay. But we have to make a decision now. Do we go back and try to go there with Ester, or is it just going to be us?
How long do you think it is to Galacast?
It's kind of... The water's... It's kind of far, I think. I think we'll be slow with the boat.
We can go back to town, give the healing potion to Esther. Or was
I
that
don't
not
think
your plan?
I know. I don't think we should waste these potions. She'll be fine. The thing is, we've been running into really dangerous situations, and we need these potions for when we're about to, and we need that extra help. Esther will be okay. And we have 4 now, so that's great.
We want to check up on her?
I mean, I guess it would be best to not go to a whole other island without her.
That's true.
So I think we should go back. Did you call me Mom?
No, I would never. I would never.
You could if you wanted to.
No. Awkward.
It's not awkward.
Absolutely not.
Why not?
Because I have a mom. I don't want 2 moms.
There's nothing wrong with 2 moms.
Have I ever told you about my mom?
No.
She looks a lot like me. She has like a lot of hair, like a lot of curls.
Yeah.
Swoosh hair. They are like very wild because of the sea and all the salt and the wind. And she screams a lot. It's always like, Hazel, come do this. Hazel, come do that. And I'm like, yeah, Mom. I miss her.
I know. I understand.
She's really fun. You'll like her.
Yeah?
Yeah, definitely. You'll get along.
Well, if she's anything like you, I think she would be really nice.
Yeah, she's a fierce lady.
Do you think you'll see her again?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah?
Of course. Yeah, I ask Jerry every night, and he says, we're gonna be fine. We'll be back home someday.
And in the meantime, you'll stay with me, right?
Yeah, of course. We're friends.
If I take you to the monastery and they would ask you to stay there for a while to wait for your mom there, would you want that too?
Yeah, I mean, monastery seems nice.
And they could train you really well.
I don't need training. You seen me fight?
I know, but they could show you to fight even differently. To know more.
Like a monk?
Well, yeah.
Fight like you.
I mean, have you seen me fight?
I have seen you fight. You're a fast one. But you don't use daggers or swords or anything.
I have this stick.
Yeah, a stick.
I can show
Ow.
you. No, it's you'll see. You'll see.
Swords is more my way of fighting.
Okay.
It's easier to cut off people's ears with a blade.
Why do you do that? Why do you cut
Because it's
them off?
fun.
No, it's not.
You can keep them as a trophy.
That's not very healthy, and it starts to smell as well. Do you know that?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't smell anything.
Oh, I do.
I think it's the goblin ears from last year. Episode 1. That was fun.
Episode 1. Wait, what? Goblins?
Goblin ears, yeah.
You killed
I haven't
goblins?
Yeah. Have you ever seen goblins here?
Well, I've never. No.
No?
No.
That's
But
weird.
then again, I was in a monastery my whole life until I met you, so I
Oh,
haven't
yeah.
seen much there except for in books.
Oh, so what was also the first time you saw a giant last week?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh, that was scary.
That was scary, yeah.
We are lucky we have Esther with us.
Yeah.
As
Oh, did your camera freeze?
my camera has frozen, but
It's
can you
really
still?
cute.
But as you're standing there and as you're having this conversation, and as you're walking through the streets of Renoras, suddenly, Ayleen, you bump. Sort of crate just tumble onto the ground, and sort of potatoes fall out all over the ground. And as you sort of watch this individual just kneel down and start to pick items up, they just, sorry, I didn't mean to. And the faith of the gods.
Oh,
is
God.
going to kick in. Because in front of you, kneeling on the ground, you see a figure that you recognize. He has wavy brown hair and a strong face, though it is somewhat greyer than last you saw. But as he looks up at you and continues to place items back in the barrel, he looks up at you and you recognize his eyes. The eyes that you have seen in the darkest recesses of your dreams. Sorry, I didn't see you there. Sorry, please go about your day.
Uh-huh. Who are you?
Sorry, I'm my name is Martin. Martin Bertillo. I work down by the docks. Sorry, do I recognize you?
No.
Right.
No. Bertillo?
Yes, that's it's my name and my business as well. If you're ever in need of boats.
Yes, we do need a boat. Where's your wife? I mean, are you married?
Well, that's a very forward question. And as he says this, you just hear a sound from behind him. Papa, are you coming? Yes, baby girl, I'm on my way. I have no wife. Well, I did, but she lives elsewhere. Are you a member of? Sorry, your necklace. Are you a member of the Order of Dawn?
Yeah.
Well, thank you for everything. I owe my life to your order, and it's good to see another one of you in Renoras. God knows we need it. But anyway, and a small girl around 10 years old walks up to him and sort of tugs at his robe and, Papa, and yes, I'm coming. Sorry, my daughter Arietta, she's somewhat impatient, but anyway, I will leave you to your day. Again, sorry for the interruption.
No,
but...
we need your boat. We need your boat. Don't go.
Well, I need to go. I have a delivery to make. But if come down to the docks and you'll.
Bye.
Oh, no, faith of the gods.
We lost our DM. Oh no! Just as I saw my. And Ayleen would start sobbing uncontrollably. Oh no, I'm no longer visible.
Come back.
I just DM'd him if he could reset his webcam, and I think he left instead.
No problem. So,
It's okay.
Who's this person, huh?
Chat, who do you think it is? Who do you
I thought
think
it was
is?
Hansel. Seriously, I thought it was Hansel, but he said his name is Martin.
I think this is my father.
What?
I think it's my Eileen's father. I'm 100% sure it's my father. The one that I'm trying to forget. We're not in sight, but I don't dare to move us because Ed might come back.
No worries.
Let me see if I can.
But Ayleen didn't have parents.
She does. Everyone has parents. So if you saw the episode where we went back in time, don't know if you saw that one.
I did.
Like, there were a lot of flashbacks to Eileen's parents that she tries to forget because she's not allowed to remember them, but she keeps dreaming about them, and now one of them is right in front of her.
I thought she fell in love. Aww.
No, it's my
Damn
father. I have daddy issues, but not like that. No,
She was
that's
like,
not love.
No,
she just wanted to know where her mom was. Yeah. I'm going to see if Ed is able to come back. Yeah, he's coming back. Okay, that's good. We're going to take a small short break because I'm gonna pee. Okay, so we'll be right back with Ed. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you in 2 minutes. Goodbye. Hello. We're
Hi.
back, but without Ed, unfortunately. So yeah, this. Oh, I ruined it. So I'm sorry. I ruined. We will have to end it here, but we will pick it up right back from this moment next week. From this cliffhanger with the fate of the gods.
Yeah,
We're just gonna,
super cliffhanger.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
Wait. He's in. Wait. He's
Wait.
coming. Oh.
OMG.
Oh.
Bring
Oh. Or maybe not. He's knocking on my door. Yes. How can I leave this call? There we go.
Hey, there we go. Okay.
Yes, sort of fixed. Oh, it's just about to end it. We're not ending it. Oh.
Join. Why are there two of me? Oh no.
I got it. It's fixed. It's fine.
Okay.
We got it. Hold up. We got it.
Amazing.
Okay.
So yeah, what was the literal last thing that happened?
Well, I just saw my dad.
Yeah.
And then you said you had to, he said he had to leave, and then you were gonna tell us about the small girl.
Lovely.
think.
Okay. I will I'll just wind it back a little bit when we're back.
Okay. We are back. We are alive. We
Hi.
are alive. Yeah, you've been talking to stream.
Yeah, I was there like for ages, just like talking, and then I was like, "There's no response." Oh no. So let's jump. So basically, Byron, you broke faith of the gods,
And my heart.
So as you stand there, and the little girl continues tugging at her father's robe, you see that she's very pale and has long blonde hair that is tied back in a braid that hangs down her back. She just goes, "Papa," and yes, I know, darling, I'm talking with strangers. Sorry, she's very impatient. But yes, if you need anything, I'm doing a delivery now, but just swing by my place of business. It's Batillo's boats, and I should be there. We have very reasonable prices, so it was lovely to meet both of you, and like I say, lovely to see another member of the Order. Right. You ready? Mm-hmm. Okay, come on. And with that, they walk off into the crowd and eventually disappear amongst the people and the buildings, leaving you both standing in the middle of the street.
Ayleen? Explain your behavior, please. That was weird.
That's. Can you keep a secret?
Maybe?
I think that's my father.
Why do you think that?
Because I remember him, even though I shouldn't.
But wait, you said you never saw your parents.
I was taken away from my parents when I was about 6 years old
Taken?
by the monastery.
Wait, what? They just took you away from your family?
No, I think my family gave me away to them.
Maybe they sold you for a lot of money. That's mean.
It doesn't matter.
Did we kill him?
No, we're not gonna kill him. He has another
He
child.
ruined your life.
No, he didn't. He made it better.
He did?
I had a good life in the monastery. I belonged there. It doesn't matter what I was before that. It was great.
Okay. Well, do you want to talk to him at all?
Well, yeah, but only because we need his boat, obviously.
You don't think he'd be happy to see you?
Oh, I don't think he knows who I am. I mean, I don't look like I'm 6 years old anymore.
Okay. Okay, whatever you wish.
Should we wait for Mank or
Yeah, where is Mank?
he's still inside?
Counting his money. Did you see how much money he got
Yeah.
for delivering that stupid pendant? I can deliver a pendant. 100 gold? I would deliver a pendant for 10 gold. That's
Hazel,
just the easiest quest I've ever heard of.
you don't even need the money anymore. Do you have any idea how rich you are right now?
Still not enough to buy a castle.
What are you gonna do in a castle?
Have to play hide and seek with all my friends.
Who?
All my friends, you and Mank and Esther, we can play hide and seek all day long and we will not find each other. It's gonna be hilarious.
I mean, I'd love to play hide and seek with Mank.
Really? You're starting to like him.
Oh no, I just want to be the seeker and just not actually search.
Oh, that's mean.
That is very mean, actually. You're talking about me?
What a delight. Speak of the devil.
Ah, well, at least you got one devil saying down. So, what are you lot doing?
Getting a boat. What about you? Decided if you joined yet?
Yeah, there's money in it for me. And, he's been sending me to look for these sorts of things for a very long time now. I know these things better than most, even if I'm not having dreams about those things. But yeah, I'll come with you.
All the way or just halfway again?
Well, if it's halfway, I'm going to be jumping out into the Pallid Lake, and I do not want to do that.
Oh, I think that's a really good idea, actually.
Oh,
Maybe on
do
the way
ya?
back.
Yeah, how about that? So shall we go see how your other friend is doing?
Yeah.
Right.
I'll meet you there. Actually, could you take Hazel?
Yeah, sure. You fine coming with Uncle Mank?
Uncle? And a mom? Guys, I just want to be friends, nothing more, okay?
Right, fair enough. Right, let's go then.
Alright, can I hold your hand?
No, you can't. And he just walks ahead of you. So, as Hazel and Mank head off deeper into town, Ayleen, what are you doing?
I'll wait for Hazel and Mank to leave, and then I'll also be going into town, but I'll be looking for Bertilo Boat Store.
Okay, make an investigation check for me.
Okay. I rolled an 8. Oh, come on.
You walk along the streets and eventually you come to the docks along the Pallid Lake, and walking along its stone surface, each crack in the stone mired with green moss and dank, dirty plant life. You continue walking along as people move around you. The soft sound of the lake to one side and the cry of crows and gulls above you. And people move around you carrying large crates of awful smelling fish and barely even move aside for you, and you have to sort of duck and weave your way through the admittedly very small crowd. But you continue looking around, and for a moment you almost give up. Before you see, further on down, familiar young girl, Arianna, just bouncing along the stones, and behind her, just Martin, just, all right, Arianna, slow down, okay, slow down. I'm not quite as spry as you are. Okay, here we go. And he just moves across to a nearby hut and just puts a key inside and opens the door, and they both disappear inside.
I would like to make my way there and sneakily look through the window for a while.
Okay. Make a stealth check for me, please.
Oh god. 12.
12. You move. And while you catch the eye of a couple of people who are on the docks, they pay you very little heed and they continue about their day. But you see a small window up above, and just climbing on top of a crate, you just peek in. And you see that it is a place of business. There is a desk and there are tools hanging on the walls. And you see Martin just placing the now empty crate to one side, just picks up Arietta from underneath her armpits and spins her round in the air before placing her down on the desk. And they just appear to be talking and laughing. And then he just sort of grabs her nose and wiggles it a bit before moving out back and leaving her alone to just sort of sit there swinging her legs and looking around at the room around her.
I would stay there for a very long time, watching before moving back.
Okay. So you stand there, watching. And you watch as Martin comes back in and he brings food for his little girl, and the two sit and eat either side of the desk. And they laugh. And occasionally he reaches across and tickles behind her ear, and she laughs, a laugh so shrill that you can hear it even above the muffled talking around you. And eventually you step down and you head back towards the bat's wing. You head back to where your friends are, away from the docks and away from your father and your younger sister. And that is where we are going to end this week's session after the brief technical hiccup. But thank you all very much for tuning in. Thank you for bearing with us at the very end there. Much appreciated. My internet is not good. But we will be back again next week. We will have Elina back with us as well. Ester will be fully healed and fully rested. But before we depart, do we want to just go round and pitch and plug whatever it is we're working on? Arianna, would you like to go first?
Yeah. I first want to thank everyone for tipping today, because I've been wanting to see my parents for so long.
Oh,
So thank you very much for making it that was possible. So yeah, thank you. My name is Arianna. You can find me on twitch.tv/Arianna. This week I'm still going to be playing World of Warcraft because it's a new patch out, but after that I'm going to be flying to Switzerland because I've been hired by the Guild Echo to host a live event there for 2 weeks straight. So I'm going to not be here for 2 weeks in a row. But the show will still continue. So then you already know. Tomorrow at 2 o'clock, I will stream on my own, and I will talk a little bit about how I happen to become a host, and we'll celebrate it a bit. and then we'll play some World of Warcraft. So yeah, that's me.
And Glosske?
you can find me on my Twitch, Glosske, and we'll be playing World of Warcraft because that's what we do. That's life. I'm your morning host in the weekends at 9:30 Saturday and Sunday. So hope to see you there.
And I'm Ed. I'm currently on hiatus from all of the other shows that I'm working on for a variety of reasons. But if you want to check it out, I recently finished up a charity campaign for Stories Told, which I'm very proud of. It's Harry Potter stream set in the walls of Hogwarts, and the cast are amazing, and I'm currently toiling away at planning the second season for that. So if you'd like to get caught up before we announce a start date for that, you can do so on Stories Told's YouTube channel. Other than that, you can also check out my regular stream. Like I said, it's on hiatus, but we are going to be back soon, which is Dungeon Manager, and you can find us on Twitter. But other than that, I'll be here every Thursday, and I can't wait for the next one. But yeah, in the meantime, everybody stay safe. The world is changing very, very quickly out there, and we're trying to get used to a new normal, and I hope that new normal is safe and it is keeping you well. But in the meantime, we will miss you, we will love you very much, and we will see you next week. But for now, bye-bye.